Hello, hello. No, we're good. Okay. Hello, hello. So today's video is going to be on flipping the narrative on when someone takes advantage of you. And how do we get the most out of the advantage taker when you're being the one taken advantage of? Okay. So I wrote down who's you playing? Sit down. Okay. Let's get into the dynamics of this. One of the things that could be impacted when you get taken advantage of could be your personal relationships. You have a loss of trust. The betrayal and hurt and self-esteem and your self-worth. Lots of trust. It can severely impact and damage your trust in others and how you react with those people, how you interact with new people coming into your life. It makes it difficult to build and maintain your relationships. The betrayal and the hurt can lead to a deep emotional pain and feeling devalued. In your self-esteem and your self-worth, you go into a victim mentality, you feel worthless, you blame yourself, or it can lead to your self-esteem being diminished, and your confidence starting to go down. So, your personal relationships. The key is to getting the most out of the experience of the advantage taker. I want to ask you a few questions. Do you trust yourself? Are you an unmovable mountain when it comes to your character, walking in integrity, and standing and speaking your truth? Betrayal and hurt is the only way to understand that loving through is the only way to understand that through detachment is when you actually get to experience true connection. Your self-esteem and your self-worth, this is building it. It's all in perspective. Explore your spectrum to remain humble. We are everything that is light and dark. So as you remain humble and you start to overcome the first steps of betrayal and you get to overcome that hurt because you remained as who you are and the purity of your essence, it's going to pull you through. Social consequences. So, isolation. Fear of being taken advantage of again can lead to social withdrawal and isolation. The reputation that you have can be damaged. Being exploited, especially in public way, can harm one's reputation and social standing. Isolation is done in seasons. And you should honor that because you've earned that. There's no need to explain your pain when you're transmuting it into power. The real question is, will you withstand it or be consumed by your own imposter syndrome? The reputation damage. Let the Most High deal with it. For the battle is not yours, it's God's. Things can get messy before they get better. Be strong in your faith. Sit back and watch. Knowing who you are and standing in your integrity, you have nothing to fear. This is again building your self-esteem because as you get to sit back and watch, you'll see how the Most High works in your life. Mental health issues. You can get anxiety, depression. The stress from trauma of being exploited can lead to anxiety, depression, or other mental health issues. Post-traumatic stress. Severe cases such as those involving abuse and significant fraud can result in post-traumatic stress disorder. Not allowing you to trust people, blaming the people that you do have around you, feeling no one. This leads back into a lack mentality. If you fall into this, you're actually hurting yourself more so energetically than you are physically because you're putting yourself in a mindset of scarcity. And when you put yourself in a mindset of scarcity, what is for you cannot reach you because you've blocked it from coming towards you. So I wrote down anxiety and depression as part of the transmuting process. Breathe and remember who you are. Post-traumatic stress is rooted in shame and guilt, disguised as fear. Make right on your wrongs, own your shit, and rewrite the flashbacks if you have to. Take your power back. Desiring harm on another or inflicting harm on another, avoiding taking accountability, unlawful thoughts and or abuse of power. Go to God, whatever it is for you, and own it so that you can change it and keep owning it until you do something about it through your behaviors, through your actions. Let the Most High be your guide. And yes, it's uncomfortable to take accountability, especially for things that you've done years later. Like years have passed in between, and it's kind of like, well, I don't really have to, but I could, I could. And well, part of becoming who you are is correcting who you're not. Figure it out. Again, your self-esteem and self-worth, this is building it. And whether it can be received isn't on you, but the fact that you took the steps for yourself to come back into alignment to who you are will always be for you. Personal relationships and the impact that it has on it. Strained relationships. Exploitation can strain or break persons' relationships, including friendships and family. Loss of the support system. Victims may lose critical support systems in their relationships if their relationships are damaged or destroyed. So my reply to that is strained relationships. Awareness is key to overcoming all obstacles and actually builds a stronger bond in the long term. Loss of support system. Were they really a support system to begin with if it cannot be repaired? Excuse my spelling mistakes there. Like I said, it happens often. Anyway, self-esteem and self-worth. You are worthy of knowing who is for you and who isn't. Learn to stand alone so that when you rise, the ones that remain is not in vain. You don't need to buy people. You don't need to have these false fronters around that act like a support system that may not actually be one. But know how to respect that support system and when to protect that with your life. Physical health. Stress-related illness, chronic stress can be exploited and can lead to physical health issues such as high blood pressure, insomnia, and stress-related conditions, which can be anything because everything that is a physical illness first starts off as an energetic, emotional blockage that manifests in the body. So know that what you're doing, if you take care of you and how you feel emotionally and with your take care of how you feel with your emotions. This can be a double-edged sword because you're damned if you don't and damned if you're consumed. Fear is an illusion. You damn well know you're capable and everything you need is within you. And the only way out is through choosing you and not letting the fear stop you from taking that next step is ultimately what you need to do for yourself. Compassion does not mean access. You got to ask yourself, what is worthy in the eye of the beholder that did this? You thinking you're not good enough? You thinking, is it something I did? Is irrelevant because it's not even about you. Do your values align with the beholder? Stop wasting your time on things that don't want to be understood. Okay? If someone's taking advantage of you, they don't want to be understood. You can give them everything. And this is where boundaries come into play. So I look at being betrayal. You want to be on the right side of betrayal, okay? Don't be the one betraying people. Stay true to your character, who you are. Being taken advantage of, that's a choice because it can only happen so many times before you recognize it. And you can doubt it. You can tell yourself that that's not what's happening. And you can fall into some like illusion. But at the end of that, you're going to be like, fuck, I fucking knew better. Fuckity fuck, you know? But it's not as bad. So you have to go through betrayal and hurt to understand that being taken advantage of is a choice. And when you're strong enough to make that choice, but you give someone an opportunity, there's no harm, no foul, because it's all within your own control. Ultimately, through this process, you get to be clear on what you will never be. We learn from our mistakes. We learn to roll with the punches instead of going against them. So, congratulations. And make sure you express gratitude to the Most High Creator for your journey and everything you learned throughout it. Because this is how you reach your peace that surpasses all understanding. So, with peace and love, you guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Ciao for now.